Imagine inviting an NBA legend onto your podcast hoping for a little friendly banter and maybe a compliment or two, only to have him shower praise on your biggest rival right in front of you. Well, that's exactly what happened to Angel Reese when Shaquille O'Neal dropped a bombshell on her podcast that's now making waves across the basketball world. Shaq didn't hold back, and his words have sparked a storm of opinions, left Angel visibly frustrated, and the rest of us wondering, was this an innocent compliment, or did Shaq cross the line?
Happy about Shaq praising Caitlin Clark, and he levels some pretty...
To set the stage, Angel Reese has been a rising star in women's basketball. She's known for her skills, her competitive spirit, and of course her public rivalry with Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation, whose court presence and game-breaking three-pointers are turning heads left and right. Their rivalry began to heat up during the NCAA tournament, but Shaw's latest comments just took things to a whole new level. During this podcast, you'd expect Shaw to throw a few words of encouragement to Angel, maybe celebrate her career highlights, but what came next, it was something that neither she nor her fans saw coming.
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark, besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before. That's my point. Steph Curry, a little kid. Like Steph Curry, I love, you know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. I've never seen it.
Shaq didn't just praise Caitlin Clark, he went all out, saying that Clark's talent is something we've never seen before. He went on to compare her to NBA icon Steph Curry, pointing out her insane ability to shoot three-pointers from the logo with ease, something even seasoned pros struggle with. Shaw painted a picture of Clark as not just a top player, but as a phenomenon rewriting the rules of women's basketball. Now imagine sitting there, the host of your own podcast, expecting a nod of respect, and instead hearing your rival being called the truth and hailed as the future of the sport. And if you thought it couldn't get any more awkward, just wait. Shaw didn't stop at praising Clark's game. He went on to highlight her massive influence on the sport, particularly mentioning the incredible viewership numbers Clark pulls in both at home and away. Clark's games have been drawing over 15,000 fans, while Reese's numbers hover around 10,000. Shaw's emphasis on these numbers was almost like saying, hey, the world's watching her. For a reason, it's one thing to someone's skills, but highlighting how they're eclipsing your own fan base, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Ever. Like, we all live in the dorm, but nobody was seeing, but everybody loved them. Like, damn, how's this kid get so great?
While Angel managed to keep her composure, on the outside, you could feel the tension in the room. Her response to Shaw's admiration was simply a clipped okay, but you could almost sense the frustration bubbling under the surface here. She was hosting a podcast called Unapologetically. Angel meant to celebrate her journey and showcase her voice, yet Shaq's words had somehow turned the spotlight onto her biggest competitor. But as if the compliments about Clark's game weren't enough, Shaq made another comment that took this uncomfortable moment to an entirely new level. At one point, Shaq made an offhand remark about Reese's appearance, suggesting that the way she looked could sell plenty of shirts. Now, we all know Shaq has a playful personality, but this comment was different to Ree. It seemed like he was using her to her looks while praising Clark as a player who's changing the sport. Imagine how that felt to hear that your looks, not your skills, are what would sell. It's a statement that left viewers feeling uneasy, with many wondering if Shaq saw Ree as little more than a pretty face compared to Clark's superstar status. For Ree, who's fought hard to be taken seriously in her career, this wasn't just a casual comment. It felt like a slap in the face, a moment where her hard work was brushed aside. As the conversation continued, Reese's frustration was more and more apparent, with her giving short, reluctant answers like okay, and while she tried to change the subject, Shaq just kept circling back to Clark, almost like he couldn't help but be in awe of her talent. You could see it on Reese's face. This was not how she expected her own podcast to go. And she wasn't alone. Viewers were quick to pick up on her reaction, with fans and analysts alike sensing the tension and frustration.
The truth. The last little phrase at the end. Dagger. That's got to be like a dagger right in the back.
But here's the thing, Shaw's not just some random fan hyping up Clark. He's a legend, someone who's played with and against the best of the best. When he says someone's talent is game-changing, people listen. And that's exactly what's happening now. Shaq went on to talk about Clark's record-breaking stats, bringing up her triple-doubles and her incredible three-point shooting. He pointed out that Clark is doing things on the court that even experienced IED players struggle to pull off consistently. For him to call Clark the truth wasn't just casual praise, it was a statement that's now got the basketball world buzzing. He even compared her influence to Curry's, saying, that Clark's making waves that could change women's basketball forever, and Shaq didn't stop there. He brought up how Clark's game is drawing huge viewership, sparking discussions, and attracting fans who might not have tuned into women's basketball before. Her impact, Shaq noted, is on a whole different level, something that he believes could shape the future of the sport. With every word, he was effectively placing Clark on a pedestal, positioning her as a trailblazer for a new era in women's basketball. And Reese, who's had her own impact on the game, it was like watching her role in the sport slip into the shadow of Clark's rising fame.
And I was a hater because, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot. And bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot. Man, like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot.
But what's really keeping fans hooked is the tension between Reese and Clark. Their rivalry started with competitive on-court moments, but it's taken on a new dimension with Shaw's comments. Fans and the media have started to pick sides, with some praising Clark as a revolutionary player and others rallying behind Reese, who's trying to keep her own place in the spotlight. It's almost like Shaq's words have turned this rivalry into something bigger, something that's pulling in more attention, more opinions, and more debates than ever before. And all of this was happening in real time, right in front of Reese, with the world watching. And while Reese's reaction might seem subtle, a few okays and a visible attempt to change the subject, there's more going on here. When Shaq kept circling back to Clark, highlighting her unique skills and massive impact, Reese was left in a tough spot. She was trying to hold her own, but it was clear that Shaq's admiration for Clark was cutting deep. Shaq didn't just see Clark as a good player, he saw her as a once-in-a-generation talent. And when you're sitting right there, trying to make your mark, that kind of praise for your rival can sting.
As you can imagine, the fans notice this, right? A lot of sports fans notice that once again, here we are talking about...
It's not hard to see why Reese might be frustrated. Here's Caitlin Clark, who's only been in the league for a short time, but already setting records and drawing attention that most players dream of. And while Reese has her own impressive stats, the focus seems to have shifted, leaving her to feel like a side character in a story where Clark is the star. And with Shaw's words going in her mind, it's no wonder Reese was struggling to keep her emotions in check during the interview. But this rivalry is about more than just stats and viewership numbers. Clark's influence is so big that it's starting to change how fans, players, and even legends like Shaq view women's basketball. Her ability to hit three-pointers from anywhere on the court, her impressive assist record, and her dedication to the game are shifting the sports landscape. She's not just a great player, she's creating a new standard, and Shaw's not the only one who sees it. Fans are tuning in to watch her play, inspired by her talent and the way she makes the game look effortless.
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark, besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before. That's my point. Steph Curry, a little kid. Like, Steph Curry, I love. You know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit in Mahmoud Abdul-Roh, but I've never seen a guy consistently come down. And if you look at, like, if you saw Steph on the street, he ain't got the LeBron muscles. He's not 6'9", he's 6'10". He look like a perfect, normally office guy.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we've never seen before. Never seen nobody do that on a consistent basis. There's a lot of girls in WNBA that have done it in spurts, but that game I'm watching y'all in the Final Four, I'm like, damn, like, and I was a hater because I'm down. She was like, she's not gonna hit that shot, and bam, like, damn, she's not gonna hit that shot, man. Like, if I say 10 times you're not gonna hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you're the truth. So I'm telling you now, you just lowered.
As for Reese, she's now facing a tough reality. Every time Clark makes headlines, Reese finds herself in the shadow of her rival's success. And it's not lost on her fans. They've seen her try to brush off the hype, but there's no denying that Clark's rise is impacting Reese's place in the game. Reese has expressed before that she doesn't mind being the bad guy or taking on a villain role, but this situation feels different. It's one thing to embrace a role, it's another to feel overshadowed, even on your own podcast.
$100,000 if you make this shot. Let's see.
Shaw's final words about Clark calling her the truth left the conversation on a powerful note. For Shaq, Clark is more than just a talented player. She's a game changer, someone who's already achieved what many players can only dream of. And for Reese, that is tough. It's not easy to watch someone else step into the spotlight, especially when you're working just as hard to make your mark.
What's the biggest advice you would give for somebody that's dating an athlete? Or as a woman that's dating an athlete?
You just, I hate when they put it in that category, an athlete. All athletes ain't crazy.
Do all athletes cheat?
I'm not going to answer that. You have to. I mean, you have to. Listen, y'all women are making rules up as we go along. So y'all have to.
What rules?